Rain lashed against the windows of the opulent penthouse, mirroring the storm brewing inside Detective Leo Maxwell. His son, Ethan, stood before him, a miniature replica in his tailored suit, but with eyes that held a chilling coldness Leo had never witnessed. "Dad," Ethan began, his voice smooth as aged whiskey, "they found Mr. Sterling. Dead." Same MO as the others, Leo's gut twisted. Sterling was the third CEO of a major tech firm to die in as many months, each death meticulously staged to look like a heart attack, but Leo knew better. He'd found the subtle inconsistencies, the almost invisible traces of a rare, fast-acting poison. This was the work of a professional, someone with inside access. "Someone got close, Ethan, I need you to be honest with me," Leo said, his voice low. "Have you heard anything? Anything at all about these incidents?" Ethan met his gaze, unflinching. "Nothing, Dad. Just the usual gossip. Everyone's talking about how cutthroat the tech world is, how success comes at a price," Leo sighed. He wanted to believe his son. Ethan was ambitious, driven, everything Leo had ever wanted in a son. But something felt off. Too perfect. Too controlled. "I want you to stay here," Leo instructed, grabbing his trench coat. "I'm going to the scene." Sterling's penthouse was a monument to wealth and power. The body lay sprawled on the Persian rug, a half-empty glass of wine beside it. Leo carefully examined the scene. The wine glass. The angle of the body. The faint scent of almonds. It was all disturbingly familiar. As he was about to leave, something caught his eye. A small, almost imperceptible smudge on the polished mahogany desk. He crouched down, pulling out his forensic kit. It was a fingerprint, partially wiped, but still discernible. He photographed it, his heart pounding. Back at the precinct, the fingerprint analysis came back quickly. Leo stared at the results, his blood running cold. It wasn't Sterling's. It wasn't any known associate. It was Ethan's. Leo sank into his chair, the world tilting. His son. His pride and joy. A killer? He wouldn't believe it. There had to be an explanation. He returned home, the rain still falling, relentless drumming against the glass. Ethan was in the living room, reading a book, seemingly unperturbed. "Ethan," Leo began, his voice trembling slightly, "I need to ask you something." "Something difficult?" Ethan looked up, his expression calm, almost serene. "What is it, Dad?" Leo showed him the fingerprint. "This was found at Sterling's apartment." "It's yours." Ethan didn't flinch. He simply closed his book, a faint smile playing on his lips. "I knew you'd find it eventually," he said, Leo's heart shattered. "Why, Ethan? Why would you do this?" Ethan stood up, his eyes gleaming with an unnerving intensity. "Success, Dad. You taught me that, didn't you? That you have to be ruthless, that you have to take what you want. These men, they were weak. They didn't deserve their positions." Leo stared at his son, a stranger in his own home. "But murder? That's not success, Ethan. That's destruction." Ethan laughed, a chilling sound. "Destruction is just a stepping stone, Dad. A necessary sacrifice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a board meeting to prepare for. Sterling's shares are up for grabs." Leo was speechless. He had created a monster. His ambition, his relentless pursuit of success, had warped his son into something cold and calculating. As Ethan walked away, Leo noticed something else. A small scar on his son's hand, perfectly matching a barely visible mark on the antique letter opener found clutched in Sterling's hand. It wasn't just about success. It was personal, Then it hit him. A memory surfaced, a conversation he'd overheard years ago, when Ethan was just a boy. Sterling, drunk and arrogant, boasting about an affair with Leo's wife, Ethan's mother, who had died in a car accident shortly after. An accident Leo had always questioned. The twist wasn't that Ethan was a killer. The twist was why. It wasn't just ambition. It was revenge. A son avenging his mother's death, fueled by a father's toxic philosophy of success at any cost. Leo had inadvertently created not just a killer, but a victim, a product of his own flawed values. The rain continued to fall, washing away the evidence, but not the guilt.